All right, so we have our project all color graded. We have the audio mixed. We have the edit exactly how we want it. We even have a little lower third coming in. And let's say we want to render this. We can go to the deliver page. And again, pretty much the same thing, depending on where you export this to. If it's for YouTube, I like to go to YouTube and go back to custom export. H.264 is fine. If you have Studio, I would pick H.265. And we'll restrict this to 2000 times the frame rate, which is going to be 48,000 kilobits per second. And that should be good. Make sure you name it. Also want to switch this to custom 3840 by 1600. Again, that's just because we have this widescreen format. If you're doing something that is like 1920 by 1080, normal 16 by 9, you can just do 3840 by 2160, or you can pick one of these sizing presets here. And I'll hit add to render queue, and it'll say, you want to add higher resolution renders? I'll say, yes, add. Great. And we'll render that. Once that's done, we can right click, open file location, and I can open that up in VLC.
This job can be very taxing on the body, so warm-ups help a lot.
Or whatever I want, and make sure it looks good.
Is very picky on how we move, stealthy and all.
Looks good to me.
But nothing.
There we go. And again, if I want to archive this, I can go to custom export under format. Let's go to QuickTime codec DNx HR. Probably HQX 10-bit. Resolution we'll keep at 1920, but we'll do 1920 by 800. And we'll call this Thug Life Archive. And under our audio, we can add multiple different output tracks. So I'll just add a few of these tracks. So we have our output 1 is our bus 1. Rest of these, we're going to have timeline tracks, and we can export all these different tracks the same. We can also export buses if we want to use buses. So you could do track 1, track 2, track 3. And once you add timeline track and you hit plus, it's just going to add the next one, which is very convenient. 7, 8. Okay. So now we have all of our tracks and our mix. Let's change this codec to linear PCM. Bit depth, let's do 24. Now we'll have the most flexibility, and I'll actually turn off these graphics too. So now we'll have the most flexibility. We'll have the highest quality video render and all of our audio separated out. So if we ever want to use this down the line, if we want to use just a clip from it without the music, we want it to be nice looking, we can add this to render queue. Sometimes I'll even disable my color grades and then render this out ungraded if I think it's something I'm going to use a lot, or I might want to add a different style to later. It's good to have both versions if you have the time and the space to render multiple different versions. But there we go. We can render that out, and we'll have that for archive. This has been a super cool project. I hope you guys enjoyed a lot.